I'd like to welcome you all to the Charing Cross Hotel in central London, obviously to meet the new English heavyweight champion, and I also believe the new sensation of the heavyweight division, and probably the saviour of boxing. You know, I'm a great believer. After the weekend, this is the man that's going to get boxing back on the back pages of the sports pages. I saw some very good write-ups in yesterday's Nationals, and it was really good to see boxing up there with the premier pages of national papers. Our route is mapped out for the next two fights. I want David, and I know David and his team want to have one more fight before the Fury fight if we can't get the fight done very quick. Purse bids are second Wednesday of February at the Border Control's office. I think it will be an interesting purse bid. It's reminiscent of the Lennox Lewis Gary Mason purse bid. I think that fight this fight is on that sort of level. So, and that sold 13,500 at Wembley. So, you know, but there is a debate. Is this a London fight, or is it a fight for Liverpool or Manchester? That's the debate you can have. You know, I think this guy, obviously he's a Liverpudlian, will want to fight in the Echo Arena, but I'm also a great believer that this guy could sell out an arena in London as well, because he is, as I say, the future of boxing, or Manchester if someone else won the purse bid, unfortunately. But wherever we go, I think David has proved that he has caught the public's imagination, so that's very important. Our great concern is if Tyson Fury will take this fight or not. You heard David on Saturday. There's no way he wants any other fight but that fight at this stage of his career. He'll answer the question himself. All I would say, the message to Tyson Fury is, if you are going to give up your titles and not go through with this fight, don't wait till the purse bids and slow this man's career up. Be man enough to give up your titles now and let David get on with his career. If you're going to go through with the fight, that's fine. But for us to get to the purse bids, the fight, and then all of a sudden Fury decides to fight, that's another 3 months out of this man's career. And you know, the instructions from David is to he wants to be on the fast lane express for 2012 and 2013, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's what we're saying, you know. And you know, there was a great Gypsy king, a fighter called Bartlett Gorman, who always said a gypsy never turns down a challenge. So, you know, from this table today, we are actually challenging Tyson Fury, you know, and please, Tyson, do not bring disgrace upon your own race. You know, the travelling people are fighting people, so do turn up for this fight, because we want this fight, Britain wants this fight, and more so, this man wants this fight. And it will settle a big argument about who the best heavyweight is and who's going to go forward. With that, I'll just throw the floor open to David. Talk. Tell them what you want.
Oh, you want me to talk?
Yeah.
I thought you was telling me for a question. Yeah, obviously, just to echo what Frank said, I mean, I've got myself in a position now where I'm mandatory for the British and Commonwealth titles, you know, and it hasn't been easy, although my fights look easy. I've worked really hard to get here, and I've proved a lot of doubters wrong by even coming this far, and there's a lot more to come, let me tell you. But the Tyson Fury situation goes back to when I first turned pro. You know, he was calling me out in the press, wanting to fight me and this, that and the other, knowing full well that the reality of the sport is you're not going to fight another prospect in your second fight or whatever it was. So now, you know, he's British champion, I'm mandatory for it, you know, and I think he should do the honourable thing and defend his title against me, because it's a match that the public want to see, and you know, if the public wants something, they usually get it. And again, you know, I've got respect for Fury as a fighter, and I do think he's a fighting man, and I think he'll accept the challenge, and you know, we'll get it on and settle the argument.
You know, I've been in boxing for a long time, and I'm a great lover of the heavyweight division, because that's where I made my name and my reputation. And you know, I compare a lot of David's fights to Lennox Lewis's fights. I look at how David's career has been handled, and you know, we get all these people who say that the quality of opponents don't need to be that good. But I went through Lennox's record last night just again to make sure that. And Lennox in his first 12 fights, I look at the opponents he fought. They're not much different to what David fought. Both of them had 10 KOs, stoppages in their first 12 fights. Lennox fought for his first title in his 14th fight, and David will be near enough the same pattern. So these careers are identical, you know. And I'm a great believer in fate. That's why I know that the man on my right is going to win the heavyweight division, is going to dominate the division for a long time, and I believe will probably become the richest sportsman that Britain has ever produced. I mean, Lennox Lewis was the richest, and I think this man will surpass that. You know, I really do. He's level-headed. He keeps his feet on the ground. He listens to his trainer here, who's the quietest trainer I've ever worked with, but has really, you know, has proved that he is ready there and ready to mix with the best. He has this man's welfare at heart and has constant liaison with myself and whatever. And they've got a great team around them. There's a conditioner, there's a nutritionist. Everything is being done right on this side of the table between these two guys. That's why, you know, the British public can have a lot of faith in this guy, knowing that he will deliver the world title back here.
And I think just again what Frank said about, you know, if Fury decides to go a different route, do the other honourable thing and vacate the title, let me get on with my career, because, you know, this next 12 months for me, we all know, yeah, in this, everyone knows I'm nowhere near the finished article. There's much more room for improvement, so I need to keep being busy, keep getting out, fighting, sparring quality opponents, and, you know, I don't need someone else holding my career up if it can be helped. So, you know, let's get the fight on, or do the honourable thing and vacate.
Give us your thoughts on being compared with Lennox Lewis.
Massive compliment to me. You know, a great fighter who I always looked up to, and even now I look at his fights on YouTube or whatever, try and take things from his game and bring them into mine. But you know, it is a compliment, and obviously Frank managed Lennox, and it's like a little bit of an omen type of thing. But at the end of the day, I'm David Price, and I'm on my own career path. We might have similar records now, but you know, who knows what's down the line. But all I can do is keep working as hard as I can in the gym with Franny and everyone else in the setup. And you know, you do need a little bit of luck on the way, and with a bit of luck, I can go on to achieve big things like Lennox did.
Do you have any doubts at all that you can follow that same path to the very top?
No, I don't have doubts that I can follow it. It's more, you know, I try to take each fight as it comes. I mean, I've got a dream of becoming heavyweight champion of the world, but the further we're moving forward, it's becoming a reality, you know, and I'm starting to believe it more and more and more. But to me, it's still a dream now. But the reality, you know, try to take each step as it comes, and 2 or 3 fights down the line, maybe a bit more, it could be you know, a proper reality that I can be heavyweight champion.
That's what's so nice about this guy. His feet are firmly on the ground. He's level-headed. He knows the hard work he's got to do, and this guy's going to make sure he does it. Yeah. So it's not, you know, there is a great team behind David. You know, he's got his girlfriend there, his family, he's got his sponsors behind him. You know, it's a team that's been put together for one aim: to give this man a clear run to what we believe is his destiny.
I think first of all, thank David, congratulate great win.
Thanks.
You know, what you did to treat the job is something I never expected, and I'm sure I was among many thousands. The only thing is, Frank, over the years, it's always been a situation where when we've had, especially heavyweights, 2 heavyweights, one time we had 3, there was Joe Erskine, there was Dick Richardson, and there was Henry Cooper. And they all sort of challenge each other, but having met at the last moment to make it feel Wembley Arena. Now, if he fights, I can well understand why he wanted to take on Tyson Fury now. Because if I was sitting there, Frank said, I would want to take on Tyson Fury. But
I'm not taking him on, he is.
No, I mean,
I don't want to take him on.
if I was in your position, if I was a promoter, I would certainly take on Tyson Fury. But what I'm thinking is, if we allow the fact that he may also be kept on winning, would it not be more prudent from a business point of view just to wait?
The longer you leave a fight, and you should know this, Les, you know, you've been in boxing all your life, and you know the history of fights. They never happen. They might happen when they're old men. We don't want it to happen when they're old men. The times in boxing have changed. The public want real fights. They want value for money. We're in a recession. It's bad enough having to fork out your money to go boxing. You don't want to go and see the right hand fighting like the Mexican road sweepers night. You know, we had one bad night, unfortunately, and I took a lot of stick.
Yeah.
A hell of a lot of stick with the Latvian lemons. You know, so them days, we are ready now to go in the world. Not only are we after his titles, we're after his world ranking of number 7 in the WBC, because that's the title this man wants to win most. He went to the WBC convention, he met President Suleiman. We've had a nice email from Suleiman since the fight. So, you know, that's the position we want. We want the British Commonwealth title and the number 7 in the world.
And my view on that, Les, would be that without, I don't like criticising the fighters, but being critical of Fury, his last couple of fights, you know, the alarm bells were being sounding, and I don't want him to lose in the next couple of fights, and the fight will be out the window. I want us to strike while the iron's hot, while we're both still hot property type of thing, and I want to be the first to take his undefeated record.
I think it's the biggest fight out there for Britain at this moment, and that's what people want. It's the fight. You know, we will be bidding big for the fight. You know, we want this fight, and we want to be able to control the situation. So we will want this fight. You know, it's a big prestige fight. So we are going out to win it in the purse bid, and all we want to know is Tyson Fury going to turn up. If he's not, he's gone very quiet. He's been in the papers. He was in the papers every day for I don't know how long, and now all of a sudden, I think he's gone to hide under his caravan or something. You know, we're just not we're not seeing or heard of him. So is he? You know, is he still around? You know, is he going to live up to his name of the fighter he named himself after, Mike Tyson, or is he going to do the other thing, like Riddick Bowe, and become a chicken Fury? You know, let's get it right. What is he going to do? That's all we want to know.
No, I think that's absolutely fair. The other thing I'd like to say, David, is that boxing desperately needs a person like yourself with your good manners. And it's always very heartening to me when you have a very good close relationship with your trainer.
Yeah.
That to me is absolutely essential.
Yeah.
And it then enables Frank then to concentrate upon what he's got to concentrate on.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah.
he needs you.
Well, it does take the stress away from Frank, because he trusts Franny. I know, and he knows him in good hands. Yeah, he knows him in good hands. But I've known Franny since I was about 16, and we've been together since day one of turning professional. And he's learning along the way with me as well, and we're learning together. And we travel everywhere together. You know, if I go away sparring, I don't get he comes with me abroad or anywhere in the country. So, you know, we're still learning all the time, but I think that bodes well for the future, because there's still a lot of room for improvement.
But you know, in this game, you never stop learning.
No.
Even me, a young man like me, I'm still learning.
Yes, you
Okay.
do. You know, you can't go on something.
With that, we'll do the one-to-ones with Sky and whatever. I
That's right.
I think Sky needs me to do it.
We do need Sky to get this fight. You know, I do hope, you know, it permits the milk on the cake, to make sure it's tight.
Well, that'd be very nice. Peter, do you want to?
Yeah, afterwards, yeah, woman. Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
What the photographers want to do? What do you want to? Do you want to thank the photographers?
Just outside.
yeah, I'm just going to
I went through that yesterday.